Relationships can be hard, and let's face it, we all make mistakes, but how do you know when it's time to end a relationship? Well, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to give you 7 signs to look for that will help you figure out if the relationship is healthy enough to stay, and 2, whether you should stay or go. Now, for those of you who really want solutions, I suggest you go to my free online magazine site, www.thegreatnessuniversity.com. It is filled with articles and videos to give you all the solutions to these things. And for those that really want to go deep, just look for the button at the top that says Masterclasses. Those are my online masterclasses which teach you the full processes to these things that I just glance on in my videos. Or go to the button that says private group, where I can coach you twice a month for only $39 a month and navigate all of this. Now let's get to the 7 key things to look for, the 7 signs here. The first one is this: indifference or apathy in the relationship. What that means is your thoughts and your feelings, basically for who you are as a person, seem to no longer matter to your partner. Like there's a palpable sense that you just don't matter. There's you sense a lack of feeling, that even their heart has become hard, and there's an overall absence of interest in you. Think of it, if you're apathetic to something, you don't really care about learning about it or spending time with it, or, it's like, meh, sure, I'll do it. Are you noticing that? That's one of the signs to look out for. Number 2, contempt or disrespect. Now, this is heartbreaking when this creeps into a relationship. And the contempt and disrespect means that it's turned into a level of degradation. In other words, you get that look. Like we've all had that look from a partner where it was just slimy and left us feeling like, oh my God, this person has no respect for me anymore. Also, is there a coldness to it? Do you feel like they feel nothing for you? Now, it may not be always, but it may be moments, and that's what's creating this indecision. Pay attention. Are you seeing that level of contempt or disrespect for your thoughts, feelings, and who you are as a person? Number 3 is neglect, and this is probably the most devastating for all of us. And if you're experiencing neglect, you probably feel that you're completely disregarded and being paid very little attention to. They've become lazy in the relationship. And when I wrote this out as one of the signs, just writing it impacted me. They are careless with your heart. Can you feel that? Is that what you're experiencing in your relationship? That your partner is just careless? Remember in the beginning, they did everything to protect it. But now the neglect, they don't care if it hurts you. And you notice it. That's the contempt. That's the disrespect. That's the indifference. That's the apathy. That they no longer have care for your heart. And finally, they take care of everything ahead of you. Where in the beginning, they placed your priorities appropriately. Now, they will put work, the kids, their hobbies, anything and everything above you. That gets the priority. All right? Number 4, judgment and blame. What this looks like is, remember in the beginning, you'd get into fights and both of you would kind of, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I'm fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. Well, that's gone. Now there's only one more person to blame, and it's you. And you're bad. Like you are judged and blamed repeatedly or most often in this. Now the key to look at, we all are imperfect, but the key to look for in this are they no longer willing to get help? Are they unwilling to see that, wait a minute, I'm playing a part in this too? That they don't even recognize that if you guys are having problems in your relationships, even if, let's say this person cheated, well, okay, most people would say this is a transgressor, but a person who's still in the relationship would recognize, well, that still says something about me. I'm not responsible. They chose to do that, and I'm not to blame. But wow, I picked somebody who's capable of cheating. That means I'm attracted to it. I better go find out what it is in me that was looking for a cheater. Now, we could all say unconsciously we didn't want this, and that's true. But because of how attraction dynamics work, we will go after people that show us broken parts in ourselves we've never healed. And so a person who's committed to the relationship knows that, owns it. They don't blame the other person. They're going to hold the cheater accountable, but they're going to hold themselves accountable. They're not going to judge and blame. That's a key distinction to look for. Number 5, appreciation and gratitude. Has that left? Again, remember in the beginning, the cute little love notes, the text messages, the inability to get off the phone, at the end of the day, because you just love, you're so grateful and appreciative of how much they care for you. Well, has that left? And is it now filled with expectations and demands? Do they not even notice all the great things that you do for them? Has it turned into an expectation? Do you basically feel invisible or replaced? That goes back to that neglect. Number 6, is there violence in the relationship? Now, physical violence, I think the answer is obvious. If that's prevalent and they're not willing to own their part and get help, you need to leave. That is an obvious sign of severe dysfunction, and that must end. Now, the one that gets tricky is the verbal, because most people are completely unaware of what verbal abuse constitutes. So I suggest you pick up this book, The Verbally Abusive Man, Can He Change, by Patricia Evans. Now, women are equally as abusive, but it's incredibly rare that women can change or ever heal their verbal abuse. I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video. It's too detailed for me to get into this, but I want to give you just a little taste of it so you know what verbal abuse is. Verbal abuse occurs whenever somebody tells us what we should think, feel, do, or who we should be. So, for instance, right now with Corona, the vaccinations and the masks, both people on both sides are there's some people who are just like, this is my opinion, but most are expressing verbal abuse. They're demanding and telling the other side what they should think, feel, believe, and do. That is verbal abuse. But we're so uneducated on this stuff. That's what's so sad. Because we don't teach about this, almost everybody is verbally abusive to everybody else. And we just call it normal language. That's heartbreaking. But whenever you tell somebody what they should think, feel, do, or who they should be, you are exercising verbal abuse. That's probably a shock to many of you. Now, the key is this. You may become aware of that for the first time now, but are you willing to get help? Are you willing to learn about it and learn to talk differently with boundaries? If you don't know how to do that, I have a masterclass that shows you exactly how to end this. You can find that on my website. So that's the key. Is either the man or the woman interested in getting help and learning to stop? If that's there, then you can save this relationship, and it's worth pursuing, okay? Now we get to number 7, and this is the most important. Actions matter more than words is what number 7 is. And what this means is, for us to determine whether the relationship is healthy and whether we should stay or go, we need a way to decipher what's going on. Well, the key is this: trust what you see, not what you hear. That's the determiner as to whether you stay or go. Because here's why. 93% of all communication is body language, tone. It's nonverbal communication. That's why you trust what you see, not what you hear. Only 7% of all communication is words. We've all had that experience. We hear somebody talking and we go, well, that's not even true. You didn't say that. Because we're reading their tone and their body language. Remember the neglect. Think through all of these: indifference, contempt, neglect, judgment, appreciation, gratitude. We're watching. All of these our determination is based on the look they gave us, the sneering tone, all of that. That's how we're communicating. If that's what you're noticing, well, 1, you do definitely know there's dysfunction in your relationship. And 2, unless they're willing to get help, you need to leave. You need to leave. And that's the key here, is to recognize that if your partner is not willing to seek help, if they think only you need it, then you have no shot. These relationships take, in my personal opinion, my personal experience, it requires two people committed to a personal growth process, to learning how to take ownership of their side of the street. And if that is not there, relationships without that will be dysfunctional. They will not be healthy, loving, caring environments. They can't exist unless you have that. So there you go. If you think this will help somebody, please share it. Please like it and leave me your comments if you think it helped you. And if you want more information, go to my website, www.thegreatnessuniversity.com. And as always, enjoy the journey.